Evening, people. Back tonight for season finale of the P1RC Toyota Concept Cup. These things have been face the all series. It's been 10 weeks of some really close racing. The way they've got these lobbies set up, short courses, these little Toyotas fly around them, and it's close battling from start to finish, as you will see in a few minutes. So let's just have a look, see who's in the room. Got Mocking Weeks, Convicts, Dory, Dylan Curtin, myself, West Ham Daz. Evening, Ryan. How you doing, my friend? Back again, I see. Thank you. Appreciated. Ewok's in the room. Evening, Ewok. So he's usually a bit of a watcher of my streams, but tonight he's racing. That's good to see. Mocking Weeks is in the room. Tatey lives. Dory, evening, mate. Are you in the room yet, mate? I've not got to you yet. Unbeatable's in the room. Raul's back. So if you've not seen Raul for a while, he broke his foot, so he wasn't able to drive for a while. So YT Unbeatable, he's in the room. New driver for P1, he's been doing pretty well. Bloody Big Les, he did alright in the team versus team on Wednesday night versus the MRC, the next gen boys, and even the main man himself, TNR Philo. Dory, there he is, the man himself. Dylan Curtin we've spoken about. Jar 72 in the room as well, good to see. Steve Scooby 555, Real Wheel 72, Potter McPot, good friend of mine. West Ham Daz, Ewok we've just spoken about, and Don Dotter. So who else has just joined the room that I've not seen it? Oh, I think that's it. Real Wheel's just left the room. Come back, Real Wheel. So I don't know if we've got some lobby issues or not. CJ, evening, mate. The Siroccos look pretty cool. Did Fraser manages 3 out of 3? So it will be half an hour's quali and then a half an hour race. There are 3 people in the fight for top spot at the minute. It could go any way of 3 ways. So we've got Mocking Week sitting at the top of the pack at the minute with 109 points. Big Les Kuhn, he's on 105 points. Don Dotter is on 94 points. So any one of those 3, depending on how the other ones do in the race, they could take top spot in this race. In this series, taking the win. Raul Sienna, as I say, he's had a few weeks off due to injury to his foot, so he's back, but he could claim 3rd if he does really well. If he gets a top spot, he could end up 3rd in this series if everything goes his way. No baggy snails tonight, but I believe he will be catching up with us on the stream. Cliche, evening again, my friend. Also, like. Thank you very much. Remember to support. So we will just run through everyone else's points. As I say, Baggy Snail's not here tonight, but he should be joining us on the stream. So give a big shout out to Baggy when he turns up. He is currently sitting on 85 points, but as I say, not in this race tonight, so no chance for Baggy, unfortunately. Dory in 5th place. He is on 83 points. Rear Wheel 72 is on 81 points. Potter McPot in 8th on 78. 2 drivers below him on 73 points. And they are Zuzims and Steve Scooby. We've got Dylan Curtin right behind Steve on 56, on 47 points behind him. We've got West Ham Daz. Stewie Mac on 45 points. Superfast Bobby on 31. Tatey lives. What's he got? He's also got 31. And Scottish Owl, 20 points for him. And Convicts Popeye sitting at the bottom of the table with 13 points then for Convicts Popeye. So I'm not sure if they've started quali. I will just jump in and turn all the bits on for everyone. Flipping it, the chat's gone mad already. Hunty, evening mate. So let's flick up to P1 on track at the minute. That's Dylan Kilton holding a 52-second lap, 52.7 for him at the minute. So CJ was commenting earlier, these cars do look like guppies with their great big open mouths sucking all that air in. Hunty for the win. Fortunately he's not racing tonight, but Dylan holding that P1 position at the minute. YTunbeatable, again he's a new driver for P1, but been doing pretty well. 53.2 for him at the minute, that's good enough for P2. Who's that just sliding off in the background? Potter McPot. Tatey lives holding third, 53.2 for Tatey, again just clipping that wall, running himself wide there as well. So Raul, welcome back Raul, I hope your foot's feeling better mate. Bloody big Les, mate. What do you want to bet? Steve Scooby rocking an awesome darksmoka livery there. You scratched the sticker on the back, Steve. I'm not impressed. You should get that repaired as soon as possible. Convicts Popeye in 8th, then with a 53.6. West Ham Daz just pulling out the way, letting some of the other guys through. A 53.7 for West Ham. Jarv 72, 53.7 for Jarv. Don Dotter on a 54.6. Ewok, he's usually a bit of a watcher of the stream, but racing tonight, 56.9 for him. 13th spot on the grid at the minute. Potter McPot, only in 14th. Put a hot lap in yet. Weed King sitting at the back of the pack. Ooh, looks like you've got a bit of glitch in there, Weed King. So Dylan then still holding that 52.7. Ooh. So yeah, it looks like we've got some lobby issues this evening. Yeah, it's Hunty. It's going to be the what's it going to be? The what are they going to do? What are they going to do? The MX-5s. They're going to do the MX-5s on the Thursdays. They've got two. They're going to have 2 rooms open. They're going to have a room open on Thursdays for people who can make Thursdays, and they're going to have a similar room open on Sundays as well. So 2 chances to get involved in this, but obviously we've got to get everyone involved. So you'll only be able to race both races to make up numbers, really. Cheers, Cliche. Dory popped himself up into 2nd then, 53.2 for him. Don't see much of a darksmoka sticker on your car, my friend. I know you're listening to this, Dory. I'm going to switch off you now. So Unbeatable been pushed into 3rd then, he's sitting on that 53.2. Tatey Lives doing alright, 53.2 for him as well, 4th place for him. Raul, 53.3. So this man's usually at the front of the pack for the P1 boys. Bit of a shout out there for Unbeatable, bigging you up there from Hunty. Oh, Yeah, looks like we've got some glitching going on. Unless Mocking Weeks is just not able to control his car with those tyres, but I know he's better than that. So Big Les Kun then 7th for him, 53.4. Steve's Convict's Popeye then running himself massively wide. Side swiping the barrier. That doesn't tell me a lot, Dory, when you just say yeah. I hope that's a yeah, I'm going to put a sticker on it next season. Yeah. Not yeah, I know it's not got a sticker on it. Yeah. So Steve Scooby just pulling over. Comics Popeye, I've just seen sides tight the wall. He's coming in the pits for fresh tyres by the look of it. Jarve 72 just running 2 tyres on the sand there. 11th place for Jarve at the minute, 53.7. He's not always in the lobbies, is Jarve. But, most of these boys keep it clean. Well, all of these boys keep it clean. Bit of a picnic for Jarve then. West Ham Daz. What's he on? 53.7 for West Ham, just ghosting out though. 12th spot for West Ham Daz at the minute. Potts still struggling that car, 54.0 for him at the minute. Rocking an awesome livery though. Check that out. Blam! Do that again. Blam! Weaking 420 down in 14th spot then, 55.3 for him. Potter, I've seen him racing a few times in the last few weeks, and I don't know whether he's playing safe, but he does seem to pop a stupidly fast lap in right near the end of the qualifying, so we'll keep an eye on that, see whether he's just toying with us. But he did that last night in the Next Gen Team versus Team race. Just right near the end, stuck a decent lap in. Got himself up the front of the pack. Big Les Kun's put in a flyer. What's he got? A 52.7 for Big Les then. Fair play, Big Les. So 0.038 quicker than Dylan Kjorten. Unbeatable still holding 3rd though, has just been pushed back a spot, but doing well to hold it against these boys. Raul up into 4th then, putting a 52.9 on lap 11. Again, he's making a comeback, is Raul. He's coming back from injury. He came over to the UK to visit the P1 boys. They all went to Brands Hatch, and he left Baggy Snails' house, and nobody heard from him for about 3 weeks. We didn't know whether he'd been kidnapped, whether somebody chucked him off the side of the boat on the way home. I had no idea. Turns out he broke his foot and he just wasn't online and giving the racing a bit of a miss. We're back on it now. Maybe not quite to full fitness, but we'll keep an eye on that. He is holding 4th spot at the minute. As I say, one of the faster drivers of the P1 lot. Don Dotter in 5th then, 53.0 for his fastest. 5th spot. All the boys, except you, rocking a darksmoka sticker. Mocking Weeks then, only in 7th, 53.1 for him. Tatey Lives, he's been pushed back a few spots, 8th place for him then, 53.2, not managing to better that time at the minute. Steve Scooby as well, his fastest lap on lap 2, 53.6, not managing to better that. He's got close once or twice, 53.7, 53.8. I can't even call you CJ because I've got a CJ. You're going to be C7. Let's go, Don. The big shout out for Don Dotter then. Convict Popeye sitting in the pits. His fastest is a 53.6. Jarv 72 again decided he wants the new spot for his picnic. He's on a 53.7 is Jarv. West Ham does. Just testing out the drifting capabilities of that Toyota. 53.7 for him on lap 2. Pot then he has pushed himself up one more spot, 13th. 54.0 for him. Again, we'll keep an eye on him, see whether he's playing the long game and just going to pop a fast one in at the end, or whether he's actually just struggling with his car around this track. Rear wheel 72 then, 14th place for him, 54.0 at this minute. A great big FU cancer sticker down the side of his car. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that. Blam! Weed King again, just in the sand, hitting the barriers. Holding a bit of damage on his car then. Looks like your internet's playing up a bit then, Weed King. I don't know whether you're playing via mobile phone or something. Oh, we just catch Dylan Curtin running himself wide and taking a bit of paint off his car. He's back up into top spot though with a 52.4. A quarter of a second faster than Big Les fastest. Got Big Les back in the pits, almost out of fuel, fresh set of boots. Just put more of a tank in. So his car being lighter and the fresh tyres, we'll keep an eye on him and see whether he can bear his time. Take that top spot back off of Dylan. He'll have the bit between his teeth after last night, I'll tell you that. He had a good race against Potter McPotts and Louis. I was in the GR3 class at Red Bull Ring in the rain, so yeah, did a great job there holding it on track. I think I'd have been spinning around all over the place. Yes, Ryan, I was just saying, Big Les is, I think he'll have a bit of confidence tonight. He'll be pushing it, I think. So Unbeatable still in third. Raul still holding that fourth spot, not managing to increase that position. Fifth for Don Dotter still, 53.0 for him. Dorian sixth then, he's bedded his time of 53.0. Tate, he's also popped a 53.1 in, pushed him up a spot into seventh. Mocking Weeks then 8th place for him, 53.1 halfway through qualifying. Potter McPotts 9th place, so 53.4 for his fastest. So jumping a good 3 or 4 places there, Potter. Steve Scooby putting a fast one on lap 13, 53.5 as we watch him pirouetting off track. So that corner there, the one Steve's come round, does seem to be the hard corner of the track. That and the hairpin. I've only raced this track a couple of times. I was on it last week after round 9 of this. I jumped in a lobby with the boys and had a bit of a race with them. I was actually winning. Qualified second, started winning, and then promptly span off the track. And ended up probably last, I think, like 8th. So Convict Popeye moved up a couple of spots, 12th place for him, 53.6. West Ham Daz 13th. His fastest not on there. It's not coming up on the graphic either. Rear wheel 72, then 54.0 for him, 14th spot. And Weed King still down at the back of the pack, 55.3 then for Weed King. So Don Dotter, he's just popped in a fast lap, 52.7 then, that's chucked him straight into second place. Pushing Big Les and YT. Mocking Weeks, or Mocking Weeks has increased his time, 52.9 then for Mocking, 5th place for him. That's just pushed Raul back a spot, he won't be impressed with that. Just 10 minutes left of this quali. Dory, he's just reversing out of the wall. So 7th spot for Dory. Tatey Lives then been pushed back a spot as well, was in 7th, now in 8th. He's on that 53.1. Pot's still in that 9th, but it's looking pretty quick. So I don't know how many laps he's done round. I assume this is called Sardegna. Anybody knows, let me know. I'm going to call it Sardegna. And that's it. Until somebody corrects me. So putting in purple sectors then, Potter. We'll just keep an eye on this. There will be no onboard footage tonight because these concept Toyotas don't have interiors, so we can't get on board with them. They've all got blacked out windows anyway, so I don't know whether we can see anything anyway. So on board with Potter as he crosses the line for a 4th spot then for Potter. 52.8. Dylan Kjorten's back up the front, 52.4 for him. Evening, Bob. How you doing, my friend? So Don Dotter still holding 2nd, 52.4. Big Les. Again, he's been having a good couple of races. Just going a bit slow at the minute. I don't know what's going on there. Just staying out of the way, maybe. And some of the other guys coming through before he starts a flyer. So let's. Oh, don't do that, Big Les. I was going to go on kind of on board with on a lap with you, but never mind. We'll find someone else. Let's go on with Don Dotter chasing down rear wheel then. Just avoiding Big Les coming back out of the pits. So braking hard into this left-hander. Switches straight back to a right and then back into a left. Full power through here in these cars. Down towards this 90-degree left, which a lot of people have been running wide on. I did myself in my race that I did with these boys. Convicts Popeye just staying out of the way for Don Dotter then, and while he puts a flyer in. So down the hill through the S's, back up the hill, hard on the brakes, into the hairpin. Back onto the start-finish straight. So not a lot to this lap, but it will be a punch-up from start to finish, I can guarantee you. Yes, Bob, I am on a T500 with T3 PA pedals. Ooh, so Mocking Weeks just running himself wide. So Jarve's put in a smasher. He's 5th place with a 52.8 then. So that's pushed Unbeatable down another spot. He won't be happy with that. Mocking Weeks only holding 7th at the minute. Raul Cien been pushed down more, so 8th place for Raul. Again, he is injured, so we don't know if he's at full fitness or not. And it is a broken foot, so I did read in the chat earlier he swapped his accelerator and brake pedals around. So he now accelerates with his left and brakes with his right. So that'll be an interesting concept to race with. Dory then. Only 9th place for Dory at the minute. Tatey Lives has been pushed back a few spots as well. So 10th place for Tatey. Another new driver for P1. He's been doing alright, he's been holding his own. Rear wheel 72 then, just in the pits. Having a bit of a chill out before race start. We've got 5.5 minutes left before race start. It's a half an hour race around here. We'll be tyre and fuel on. I've actually forgotten. I've even looked at lobby settings and I've forgotten what tyre and fuel's on. I'm sure one of the P1 boys can Remind me. Yes, Bob. Pro pedals. T3PA Pros, yeah. So Convict's Popeye, 13th for him at the minute. So his lap times all over the place, really. 53s, 57s, 58s. So we're struggling a little bit, I think, Convicts. West Ham Daz. Just enjoying the view while the guys come driving through. And he's got all of them to contend with. Just one more to go, West Ham Daz, then you can go, mate. So King still holding back of the pack. Don't think his internet connection's helping him one little bit. Baggy! Evening, my friend. I told you lot he'd be here. There you go, Baggy's in. So is it times 4? Yes, it's times 4 for tyres and times 3 for fuel, right? Or have I got that the wrong way around? You can bring it, Bob, if you want. It's entirely up to you. I'm not buying it off you. I'm not swapping it with you if that's what you're intending to try and pull on me. It's not happening. I like my T500, thank you very much, with my snazzy Sparco wheel on it. It's all snazzy and snazzed. You're not having it. I've heard people complaining about those TGTs. You could bring it, we can have a play on it. We'll have enough TVs. If you bring your PlayStation as well, we'll have enough TVs to set up 3 rigs, mate. Don Dotter still holding 2nd then. Big Les still holding 3rd. Potter McPot still holding 4th. Job, as I say, he's just put a smasher in. 5th place for him at the minute. YTunbeatable in 6th. Mocking Weeks in 7th. Oh, just running himself wide. So Raul Cien just rolling past him, causing no pressure. Yeah, do it, mate. Do it. Like I say, there's I think we've probably got enough TVs to sort out 3 rigs if you wanted to do that, or just bring it up. See, everything's bolted to my rig and everything's bolted to Potter's rig, so bring all your clamps and things like that. We'll find a table for it or something. So Dory and Dylan just parked up on the side of the track, doing some dodgy dealing there, I think. Now I've looked at him, look, Dylan's pulled off. He thinks I'm the cops. Dory's playing it safe. Tatey in the pits. Raul in 11th. He has bettered his time. 53.4 for him. Steve Scooby still holding 12th spot. So not many position changes as we come to the end of the qualifying session. Just 2 minutes left. West Ham Daz, Dylan Kjorton and Jarv still putting in the flyers though. Big Les cutting the pit, so looking to get one more fast one in by the look of it, Big Les. YTunbeatable's going to try and do the same thing. I think he should just have time if he puts his foot down. So Mocking Weeks out on a fresh set of softs as well, super softs. He's going for a last minute dash to try and better his grid position, as is Raul Cien behind. Just crashed off track though. Did a good job to stay out of the way of Tatey, I think that was. So 8th place for Raul at the minute. Dory we've just seen parked up at the side of the track doing dodgy dealings with Dylan Kjorton. 9th spot for him. Tatey still 10th. Raul 72 in 11th still. Steve Scooby. So yet no position changes at the end of this quali. Can't bring a PS4. How can you bring a rig but not bring a PS4? How's that even possible? Have you got little brothers that will cry because they can't play Minecraft or something? So we have just got 15 seconds of this quali left. Dylan Kilton bettered his time, 52.4 then. And we've got Big Les. He's trying to better his time. He's ghosting out at the minute, so not looking good for him to move up the spot. Dotter's just, I don't know, so he's second. Big Les, yeah, he's not going to be able to do this. We're over the 30 minute mark. Potter McPot still holding fourth, then Jarvin fifth, YTunbeatable straight into the race then in sixth, Mocking Weeks in seventh, Raul Cien in eighth, Dory in ninth, Tatey Lives in 10th, West Ham Daz in 12th, Rear Wheel 72, and I've got those all wrong. I'm going to try that again in a minute. Dylan in first, Don in second, Big Les in third, Potter in fourth, Jarvin fifth, Unbeatable sixth, Mocking in seventh, Raul in eighth, Dory in ninth, Tatey in 10th, West Ham Daz in 11th. Where's the rest of them? Rear Wheels 72 in 12th, Steve Scooby in 13th, Convicts Popeye in 14th, and Weed King in 15th. So the lights are on, just waiting for those to go out, and they're away. So a bit of glitching off the start, but it looks like everyone's away cleanly. Big Les has gone for a dive, Jarv's gone for a move around the outside of Big Les. Potter McPot and Big Les are side by side. It's a five-way fight at the front. So into the first corner, Dylan's looks like he's got the line, but Don Dotter's got a good run through. He's going to take that top spot. Big Les just running himself wide, so knocking back a few spots. So Don Dotter to P1. Dylan Kilton looking for a move into T2. Potter McPot right in the back of that fight as well. YTunbeatable right behind him. Raul Cien leading the pack just behind, so fifth place for Raul. Oh, Big Les couldn't run himself wide into the wall. Raul Cien's gone through. Unbeatable as well as dropped back. Jar 72 then in sixth place. He had a good start, but just had a bit of a moment. Big Les again just drifting that car. He's had a good race and good quality, and all of a sudden it's going to the dogs for him. So Mocking Weeks and Jarv side by side back down the start, finish straight. Dory pretty close behind them. Tatey, Steve Scooby on the back of that little fight as well. So it is all kicking off in this race. West Ham Daz just on the back of this fight as well. The Convicts Popeye, he's dropped off the back a little bit. Big Les Kun looking to get back into the fight as well. So Dory just running himself wide onto the grass. Back of the pack for Dory. Go back into the front. Potter McPot has jumped into first spot. Don Dotter in second then. Raul Cien and Dylan Kilton, YTunbeatable. So it's a five-way punch-up for first place at the minute. Dylan Kilton going for a look. Don Dotter going for a look. Potter managing to hold top spot. Flipping Nora. It's all kicking off. So again, side by side down the start, finish straight. Dylan and Potter. Potter's taking the defensive line, but Raul's got. Raul. It was Raul. I thought it was Dylan. So Raul up into top spot then. So maybe faking his injury then. Raul swapped his pedals back or something, but now into P1. Potter McPot right on his tail, looking for a move. Not quite close enough there. Potter. He's got a good run out the corner. Dylan Kilton and YTunbeatable now with the. He's managed to get past Don Dotter into fourth place. Don Dotter's looking to take that place back off him though, pretty much straight away. I hope everyone keeps it clean into the hairpin. Dylan looking for a move around the outside of Potter as well through there. But YTunbeatable just keeping the place. Someone else just crashing into the wall, I think. Mocking Weeks up into sixth. So not had a great quali, but up into sixth then. Big Les couldn't fight his way back through the pack. He had a few offs in the first lap or two. Put himself right back at the back of the pack, but back up into seventh then for Big Les. So we'll keep an eye on Big Les, see where he manages to end up by the end of the race. Steve Scooby in eighth, being chased pretty closely by Jarv 72. He's made a bit of a gap over Convicts. Slipstream is strong on these races, so it does allow people to catch up pretty damn quick. Weed King in 11th. Rear Wheel in 11th. Weed King in 12th. Tatey down in 13th, looking to get past Weed King. Weed King just glitching out. Tatey goes for a look down the inside, but Weed King's going to have the line through the S's and into the hairpin. Tatey going for a look down the inside. Weed King running himself wide, so that's allowed Tatey Lives to run through the gap and take that place off him. Oh, and it looks like Weed King's glitching. It's just caused Dory some issues, so a bit of contact between those two at the front, at the back, sorry. So back up to the front. Dylan in top spot then. Potter McPot still in second. What's happened to Raul? He's down in fifth. So the two guys just pulling away a little bit at the front. Don Dotter in third. Being chased down pretty damn quickly by YTunbeatable. Raul CM Baba as well on the back of this fight. Mocking Weeks closing the gap on this pack of 5 at the front as well. So making his moves then, Mocking. Big Les Cunt still in 7th, but he's broken away from the guys behind him. Looking to catch back up with Mocking Weeks as soon as possible and take that place off him. Push forward to the guys in front. Steve Scooby still holding 8th. Still being chased pretty closely by Jarv 72. Position's not really changing around the back. Some gaps starting to open up. Convicts Popeye in 10th then. He's got 1.4 second gap over Rear Wheel 72. So Tatey Lives now down in 12th. A bit of a gap back to the guys in front, 2.7 seconds. 2.9 gap. He has just managed to get past Weed King, who then caused a bit of an issue between himself and Dory. So just give Tatey Lives a bit of breathing room then. Dory managed to gap Weed King 70, Weed King 420. West Ham Daz now at the back of the pack. So just struggling a little bit then. West Ham Daz, great big boom logo on the side of his car. Boom, like that. Dylan Curtin still leading this race. Potter McPot right behind him again, still in second. Oh, a little bit of contact. Nothing too dramatic. Don Dotter's going to get a good run on Potter though through there. So Don Dotter's managed to close the gap on this pair at the front. He'll be looking to make a move as soon as possible. As I say, with the slipstream and the way these lobbies are set up, it does make for some close racing. I'm sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat, but the race is like just it's nuts, as you can tell, hear, look, see, everything else. Don Dotter looking for a bit of a dive down the inside of Potter, but a little bit too far back to make that move. Raul Sien closing the gap back on them, and he's dragging YTunbeatable with him. YTunbeatable just losing the back end of that Toyota, allowing Mocking Weeks to close up. So it's going to be almost a 6-way fight then. With Dylan somehow, give it some of that. Oh, wrong one. Just looking at Potter McPot running himself wide. Oh, he's kept it on track though, but that's he's lost a lot of time to Dylan. Don Dotter's looking for a move around the outside. Potter just closing the door on him. Dylan took him back. Don Dotter took him back in behind. Raul Cien back in this fight now. This is all allowing Dylan to run up the road. 1.7 seconds up the road. Potter keeping his line through there. Don Dotter's got a good run on him on the switch back on the way out. So second place for Don Dotter. Good bit of driving there for Don, taking that place off Potter McPot cleanly as well. So Potter McPot down into third then. Raul Cien, he's right on the back of this fight in 4th. Again, this guy is usually at the front of the pack, but he is holding an injury. I think we've just had someone leave the lobby. Yeah, West Ham Daz has left the room, that's a shame. So still all kicking off in this race. YTunbeatable's not far back as well, and he's under a bit of pressure from Mocking Weeks. A little bit of contact. He's just pushed YTunbeatable wide and into the wall. So Mocking Weeks doing the decent thing, pulling over and letting YTunbeatable take that place back. So respectable courtesy from Mocking Weeks there. So just keeping the positions 5th and 6th then, but that has allowed Jarv 72 to close up on them a little bit. Big Les Cunt then, 8th place for Big Les. He's been chased down pretty closely by Convicts Popeye. Just showing him his nose, but not quite close enough to make a move into T1. So Big Les Kun then had a few moments, pushed himself to the back of the pack after spinning off track, just looking to fight his way back up towards the front. Convicts Popeye in 10th then, right on the back bumper of Big Les, just dropping off a little bit, falling into the clutches of Rear Wheel 72. And only a second back from him is Steve Scooby, looking to get back in the fight as well. So 11th place for Steve Scooby at the minute, Dory in 12th, Tatey Lives now down in 13th. So we've lost Weed King 420 and West Ham Daz. That's a shame. So Dylan Curtin still P1, Don Dotter right behind him in P2. Raul's got past Potter now into P3. Potter being pushed back another spot. Oh, Raul's just run himself wide on the sand, so Potter easily able to take that place back off him. So all to play for then. There's 3 guys that can take top spots in this series. Oh, YTunbeatable looking for an absolute power dive on Raul Cien there. So it's compromised him a little bit. So Potter Pot is in the pits. Made the first move. Just under half a tank of fuel. So 10 minutes gone in this race. Potter's in the pits. Back out on the super softs. So we'll see how he gets on. So down in 12th spot now then after coming out the pits. Keep an eye on Dylan Curtin and Don Dotter. Let's see what their strategy is. Still close racing between these two. Just seen Raul Cien run himself off track, so a little bit of a gap in front of the guys. He's now got YTunbeatable and Mocky Weeks closing the gap on him. So close bit of fighting. Jarve right back in this fight as well, and Big Les Kun is back up into 7th then through pot pitting. Wrong fight, so YTunbeatable and Mocky Weeks side by side. Mocky Weeks easily getting past him down the start-finish straight there with the slipstream. Jarve looking for a bit of a move, just staying a bit defensive for Big Les Kun behind. Big Les Kun's right on his back bumper though, so he's going to have to be careful, Jarve. As I say, Big Les, he's been pulling the styles out recently in the car, so he's looking for a move around the outside of Jarve 72. It's a bit brave of you there, Big Les. Convict Popeye looking to get onto the back of this fight as well. He's being chased down pretty closely. Oh, so good contact between Steve Scooby and Rear Wheel. Convict Popeye running himself wide, so back into the fight with Rear Wheel and Steve Scooby then is Convicts. Jarve 72 in the pits, just taking on board fuel. His tyres are a lot more worn out than Potter's. I think Dylan Curtin and Don staying out then, keeping it tight, keeping it on track. Don Dotter holding fastest lap of the race at the minute with a 52.6. It's on lap 6 of his. So Raul Cien then, he's got Mocky Weeks and YTunbeatable for company. Mocky Weeks looking for a bit of a move down the inside. Not quite able to get it done then. YTunbeatable's going to get a good run down here. Looking to take that place back off of Mocky Weeks. But they'll both get a bit of a tow from Raul, so YTunbeatable, his slipstream won't benefit him quite so much. But Mocky Weeks then looking for a move on Raul. Side by side through the first corner. Raul's got the line into the second. Mocky Weeks just having to back out. That's allowed YTunbeatable side by side into the next corner. Oh, he's just backed out as well. So it's always a hard choice. Do you stay in there and possibly compromise both your races, or back out and just Mocky Weeks back past Raul then? Now YTunbeatable looking for a similar move on him. He's going to go for a dive down the inside there into the hairpin. Raul Cien and Mocky Weeks then side by side again. down the start finish straight. Towing along YTunbeatable. Big Les looking to get on the back of these. So Raul back through then. Mocking Weeks into 5th and YTunbeatable through as well. So Raul into 3rd, Unbeatable 4th. Mocking Weeks now back into 5th. This man here's the danger man. When he gets it right, it'll all come together. Steve Scooby just breaking away a little bit from Rear Wheel and Convicts, Popeye. But they'll easily be able to close the gap down on these straights. So still close fights throughout the pack really. Pop then, he's made a couple of spots up since going in the pits, back up into 10th then. So we'll have to see where he ends up when the rest of the guys decide to come in. Looks like the rest of the guys are going to do one stopper. Tatey lives in 10th then. So 4 seconds behind, Potter into 9th through the pit stops. YTunbeatable in the pits then. Back out in 11th spot. Whether he'll keep that, Jar's coming up behind him pretty damn quickly into the first corner. Yeah, so he keeps that 11th position after coming out of the pits. Dory's now in the pits as well. So he's back out, full tank and a fresh set of super softs. So one stopping then Dory by the look of it. So Dylan Kjorton and Don Dotter still bumper to bumper action for the last few laps. Both of these guys staying out. So Dylan Kjorton absolutely out of fuel, and it looks like Don Dotter will be able to get 1 or 2 more laps out. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, Dylan Kjorton's run himself wide, so that's allowed Don Dotter through. I bet he's cursing now, and that's been a good battle for second place between those, first place between those two. He's just run himself wide and allowed Don Dotter to run away with it a little bit. Then he's in 3rd place. He's still yet to pit. Dylan Kjorton has come in the pits now though. Big Les Kun also still yet to pit. So Big Les just covering off Mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks making a bit of a... what's the word I'm looking for? Come on people. A dummy. Didn't think he was going in, that's the one. So Don Dotter has stayed out then. He has got possibly 1 more lap's worth of fuel. He's doing pretty well on his tyres as well, a lot better than Dylan was. So Dylan is back out into 2nd spot then. So nearly 30 seconds back. Cool, blimey. So Mocking Weeks is also pit. 3rd place for him. YTunbeatable, so YTunbeatable, he has pit as well. Back out into 4th place. Raul CN right behind him in 5th. Big Les Kun 6th then. Rear Wheel 72 in 7th. Potter Pot in 8th. He pits 10 minutes in. Most of the other guys seem to have pitted at 15, 16 minutes. So interesting to see how this plays out. Jar's 72 then in 9th spot, so it's looking like all the guys have been in. Steve Scooby's been in, Dory's been in, Popeye's been in, so Don Dotter then last man to come into the pits now. So we'll see where Dylan Kjorton is. There's a fair old distance back. So just coming up to the hairpin then before the start finish straight. Don Dotter's still in the pits, not been released yet. So Don Dotter has been released. Dylan Kjorton will be coming down the start finish straight at max speed, but it looks like Don Dotter's far too far up the road really. He's a good 5.7 seconds. So a lot of work to do for Dylan to take that top spot back off of Don. YTunbeatable then still holding third under some serious pressure from Mocking Weeks. I think he's got past Mocking Weeks, hasn't he? Mocking Weeks came out in third. Unbeatable now taking that spot off of Mocking Weeks, looking to get it back though inside line through that corner, dragging Raul with him. So still tight, close racing all the way through here. Mocking Weeks just making a bit of a gap. Now Raul's going to have a better move on YTunbeatable into the hairpin. So from third to fifth then in a couple of corners for Unbeatable. That's a shame. But, he will get straight back on the back of Raul down here. Les Kun losing a bit more time to these guys. So sixth place under some pressure from Rear Wheel 72 behind him. Again with slipstream on in these races on high. It does allow the guys to chop and change position pretty well. Does make for some good racing. We're looking for a move down the inside, just having to back out of that one. So Big Les Kun then still holding the sixth spot. Job 72, he's got a couple of big gaps either side of him, 3.6 behind Rear Wheel 72, and he's got 7.3 seconds back to Dory. So not much for him to worry about at the minute. Dory under some pressure from Tatey. Dory's just run himself wide. Tatey's just run himself a bit wide though. So he's just managed to keep it on track. Unfortunately, Dory ran himself wide, allowing Tatey to take that place off him. And Steve Scooby's got a pretty good run on him as well. So Steve Scooby, if he gets a good run out of the hairpin. Dory's just run himself wide again there. Steve Scooby will be looking to get into the slipstream as soon as he can. Close that gap down on Dory. The gap is coming down 0.6 of a second. He's just run himself wide again though, Dory's compromising his lap time. So Steve Scooby will go for a move down the inside there. He will have the better line into the next corner as well. So up into 10th then for Steve Scooby, as long as he keeps it on track. Dory looking for a bit of a switchback, but not able to. Scooby looking a little bit defensive, just making his car as wide. A lunge back up towards the hairpin in the start-finish straight now. He's going to go for a late move. No, Dory, no, he stays out of it. Two different lines through there. So good run out from Dory. He's looking to get that place back down here. Side by side then towards T1. Dory then managing to just keep his nose in front. So taking that place back off of Steve Scooby. But it will be a lap for lap fight, that will. So Don Dotter then still out front, 5-second gap for him. He's played a bit of a stormer. Dylan Kilton is closing that gap down a little bit. 8 minutes left. We'll see how that turns out later on in the race. Mocking Weeks then still in a punch-up with Raul Cien and YTunbeatable. And these places swapping lap after lap as well. But keeping it clean, nobody's been spinning off track, which is good. A bit of paint rubbing and swapping, that's expected in racing. YTunbeatable going for a move on Raul and Mocking Weeks. I thought he was going to go for that. Again, some real close, tight racing from these guys. Raul holds Unbeatable in 5th. Raul's just managed to get a bit of a gap on these two, but as I say, with the slipstream, they'll be able to close that gap, no problem. So 5 seconds back then to Big Les. He's managed to make a bit of a gap on Rear Wheel 72. But he's quite a way back from the fight in front. A lot of work to do if he's intending on getting back into that fight. Just over 6.5 minutes left, Big Les. So get on it, son. Rear Wheel 72, as I say, just dropped a bit of time off of Big Les Kun. Jarve 72 as well, just keeping those gaps pretty big. Nothing to worry about in front or behind, really. Tatey lives again, some quite big gaps for him, 6.7 up to Jarve 72, 4.4 back to Dory. Oh, Dorian's, oh, that's not good to see, but Steve Scooby just losing the back end of that Toyota there, and T-boning Dory. Great big dent in the side of that car. So 10th place and 11th place for Dory and Steve respectively. Chewy D, evening mate. Sorry I've not been looking at the stream, I've been paying attention to the race and it's all been kicking off. And so this seems to be where it's at. So Mocking Weeks up into 3rd place then. Both of these guys managed to get past Raul. Mocking Weeks looking for a move down the inside on, YTunbeatable looking for a move down the inside on Mocking Weeks, side by side through Team 1. Mocking Weeks just decided to back out and stick it behind YTunbeatable. Raul Cien's straight back on the back of his bumper though. He'll be looking for a bit of a move into T2, no. So again, bumper to bumper action. All three of these guys keeping it ridiculously clean. YTunbeatable then, he's made a bit of a move down the road. Half a second gap over Mocking, that gap's come right down. Oh, so Raul's just run himself off track again there. So losing loads of time to Mocking Weeks and Unbeatable. That was a really good fight for 3rd. It'll be interesting to see if he can get back on the back of these two. So back up to the front, Don Dotter. Oh, blimey, 11.9 second gap then, Don. He's not messing about. So Dylan Coulton then 2nd spot for him. He's got to be a bit careful. He's got Unbeatable, Mocking Weeks closing him down. Mocking Weeks and Unbeatable fighting it out lap by lap. Raul Cien is he's only lost 2 seconds to these, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get back in the fight. These two fighting will allow that to happen. It will benefit each other with the toe down the start-finish straights as well. But yeah, Raul is closing that gap slowly. So 2 seconds is the gap between Mocking Weeks and Dylan Coulton in P2. 1.7, oh that gap's just yo-yo a little bit, 2.2 now the gap. So yes, Raul Cien is back on the back of this fight. Oh, so YTunbeatable then running himself wide through that corner. That's allowed Raul Cien back up to 4th. So still positions changing throughout this race. Only 3 minutes left. Don Dotter's looking like he's got it pretty much sewn up. 12.2 seconds up the road. Yes, it might not be enough, Baggy, but yeah, he's put in a damn good run, I'll tell you that. He was bumper to bumper with Dylan Coulton for at least a 1/3 of the race. So that gap just still 1.7 seconds between Mocking Weeks and Dylan. Raul Cien's closed the gap back on Mocking Weeks as well. Unfortunately, YTunbeatable's now 2 seconds off the back of Raul. Again, running himself wide through that same corner. Tyre wear playing its part now by the look of it. Cars are a hell of a lot lighter than they were at the start of the race. So Jarve 72 still holding 6th. Big Les Kun only 1.5 back from him, closing the gap as well. He's hardly got any fuel though, has Jarve, so he's got to be careful he doesn't run himself out before the end of the race. Big Les got plenty to keep him going. Closing the gap on Jarve as well. Yeah, Jarve coming in the pits then, just making that nice splash and dash. So So that's allowed Big Les up into 6th place. Not a lot he can do about 5th spot. 5th spot is 12.7 seconds up the road. That's YTunbeatable, who's lost more time to Raul and Mocking Weeks. So still in a great big fight, these two. Just 1 minute left of this race. We'll get one more lap in. Right on his back bumper then, Raul. Mocking Weeks just taking a bit of a defensive move into the hairpin. Raul getting a good run out. Straight on the back bumper to get the toe. Mocking Weeks pulling over to the left, going defensive. Raul side by side with him. Looks like Raul's going to get that place done. So Mocking Weeks just backing out, allowing Raul through. So 3rd place for Raul, 4th for Mocking. Convict's Popeye seen his opportunity and has decided to stick on the back of these two as well, getting himself a bit of a tow around the track. And why not? Oh, but Raul's just run himself wide. That's going to allow Mocking Weeks to close the gap again. So this position could still change by the end of the race. We'll flick up to the front because I'm sure Don Dotter's just crossing the line. 2 seconds to go, so he will get an extra lap. Dylan Curtin will come across the line in 2nd now then. So 2nd for Dylan. Raul and Mocking Weeks. Oh, side by side coming down the start finish straight. Raul just keeping that place. So a really good battle then between those two. It's a shame Unbeatable lost a couple of places. Lost a bit of time to them. It was a good old punch up for 3rd then between those. So YTunbeatable in 5th. Big Les Kun, he had a bit of a mare. 6th place for him. Rear Wheel 72 in 7th. Oh, sorry, Jarv 72. I keep seeing that. I see the 72 and I just call it out. So Jarv 72 in 7th. Rear Wheel 72 in 8th. Dory in 9th. Tatey Lives in 10th. Steve Scooby in 11th. And Convicts Popeye in 12th. So we did have more people in the lobby, but they got scared and left. You know you are. Yes, that was season finale of the P1 Toyota Concept Cup. Very, very good season. I've got to give it that. So well done, Baggy, for setting it up, and all the P1 boys for entering. Anyone else who has raced in it, it's been a good season. These won't be back, but they are bringing the Mazda MX-5s on the Thursdays next season. So they are just as fiery, just as feisty, and believe me, I've seen them race. They're good fun to watch as well. Very similar setup to this. And let me just give some people some congratulations. So where's he gone? Don Dotter, Dylan Curtin. I'm going to give Mocking Weeks. Where's he gone now? Come on, Raul and Unbeatable some big ups as well, because that was some wicked fighting at the start of that race. It was 5 people battling for first. Blam, bloom. Yeah, really good race. Really good season. October the 10th, Baggy Snail saying. Is that when the Toyota, the Mazdas start? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, so Baggy Snails just popping up on the chat there. Top race from Ryan Ellis. Thank you. Baggy Snails saying, going to congratulate everyone that competed this season. Really good stuff, guys. Well done, Mocking Weeks. So yeah, the new season with the Mazdas is October the 10th. That starts. So if you fancy getting involved, get yourself on Facebook. Link yourself up with P1 Race Community. There will be links in the description. Go give Baggy Snails a shout if he's available, and get yourself on track. You never know, I might call your name out. I might call you something else, but I might call your name out. So another good season from the P1 boys. So that's going to be pretty much it for this race and this stream. I am back tomorrow night for no problem, Baggy mate, no problem at all. So I am back tomorrow night for SWEARY Friday, or Call Your Mum Out Friday, depending how you want to look at it. And that's going to be me actually racing in MRC GTTCC. So it's Group 4 cars. There's 2 races. You have to use 2 different cars, reverse grids, all that sort of stuff. But there's no tyre wear, no fuel. It's just all-out racing from start to finish. 2 half-hour races and a 20-minute quali. So that's tomorrow night, starting at 9 o'clock. And then I get Saturday off, and then I'm back Sunday for P1 Boys again for the Nissan GR2 Cup. I forget where that's from. Baggy, where's it from? Baggy, where's Baggy? Shh. Where's the GR2 race from? Just whisper it. Don't let the other people see it. So yeah, back on Sunday for the Nissan GR2s. And then I'm back Monday with Next Gen with the Mini Cooper Chewit Cup. Baggy's forgot as well. Great. Awesome. And then Wednesday I'm back with Next Gen versus P1 versus MRC versus SimEv X. That's the team versus team GR3 event. So that was a really good race yesterday. If you want to go and check it out, it's the first race I've commentated over in the rain. I think it's the first race a lot of these guys have raced in the rain. So that was at Red Bull Ring. 2 different times a day, 2 different setups for tyre wear, etc, etc. It was a really good race. The guy you've just seen, 6th place here, Big Les Cunny, had a good race there yesterday, representing for the P1 Massive. So that's my lineup coming up. So back tomorrow for SWEARY Friday, Sunday for P1 Nissans, Monday for Next Gen Minis, and Wednesday for the team versus team. So this is season finale of the P1 Concepts. That's it. Round 10 done. October the 10th. Mazda MX-5s. Hilarious. Get involved. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. No problem, Dory. I've just seen that. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. All that stuff. Do it. Give me stuff, things, likes and subscribes and stuff. My name's darksmoka. I'm out of here.